My video for December the 27th, 2019 is number 3317. The title is The Demonic Money Masters and Warmongers. I have many friends, as I've said, that predicted positive changes for humanity by Christmas. Of course, we are often told to just believe and it will happen. As I've said many times now, belief changes nothing. Others say it will take time. Right. As if thousands of years aren't enough time for a loving God to keep the promise that there would be a kingdom of heaven on earth. I know, I sound like a broken record on this. While I was glad and surprised to be able to spend some time with my family yesterday afternoon, the rest of the day was very challenging for me. I continue to pray for God. I can see how the world is run by those who are actually in control of the world. Yes, I'm talking about those who control the financial strings and start overt and covert wars on many levels against any who dare to point fingers at the so-called establishment. When I ask who allowed this, people tell me we did. Yes, many humans did go that route, but there are many who pay attention to the things behind the corruption, or the beings rather behind the corruption, and we keep asking God to do something positive for humanity. Yesterday was an interesting day. Of course, it was Christmas Day, and I know this is the 27th video, but I always, as I've said many times, record my videos most often right after the previous one is uploaded. And that's what I'm doing again. It's now 10 minutes to 5 a.m. in the morning as I'm recording this. And I did get to spend some time. I got emails just a short time apart from my son and my daughter wishing me a Merry Christmas and inviting me to come over. And my daughter did give me some cookies and goodies to take with me in a box of candy. And my son gave me, ironically, a gift certificate for $25, which that's not something that normally happens. But my son is really a generous person. He actually helps a lot of people. And my daughter has a lot on her hands with the 3 grandchildren. And, there's challenges for all of us. So that's not something that's new just with my family. It's a lot of people are facing challenges, especially in other parts of the world. I mean, people in third world countries would look at the poor Americans and think they're rich. But everything is relative, of course. And I did get to spend time with my relatives yesterday afternoon, which was very nice. But I still am struggling very much to say, when is God going to finally take out the cabal? Either bring them to repentance or remove them and put them in some kind of an isolation where they are unable to affect everyone else around them. And they lie horribly, and war is profitable to these people. Their value system is totally inverted. Everything is upside down, and it's totally backwards. I mean, they justify the worst crimes, and yet they hold normal people. If normal people commit awful crimes or things that aren't even criminal, they get punished severely, but not the people that run the show. They seem to get off scot-free again and again. They say they're being brought down. And yes, there do seem to be some arrests and Some people do seem to be being corrected either by dying or whatever. But overall, we still don't have proof that anything positive is really happening. All these sealed indictments, some of which now are unsealed and arrests are supposedly being made, but it's still not hitting the mainstream. And people look at Trump and say he's draining the swamp and it takes time. Yeah, I hear it takes time. Yeah. And then some are saying it's going to take not only the rest of 2020, but it will take 4 more years, and maybe then the swamp still won't be drained. And, you know, I scratch my head because I realize that that I can't do anything, although I have people tell me, well, Ron, if you don't like it, do something about it. Well, I've done things about it. I was the Secretary of State for Florida, as I said. I was part of Swissindo. I've been part of lots of things. I've made videos every day since January the 11th, 2011, 1/11/11. I've been doing this every day. And I've been doing the best that I can. And I pray, like I said in the blurb and like I've said in other videos, I pray for God. And I say, God, it's time to take action. You can't keep making excuses why this is happening and that's not happening. It looks like the worst things are happening and the best things keep being held off. My friends who told me that we were going to have the RV by Christmas are now saying that there's still not enough arrests made that take the dark forces out. And if they release the RV to us now, the criminals will simply steal the money again, like they've done in the past. They don't want wealth in the hands of anybody that wants to do good for humanity and wants to bring truth and justice to bear on the whole world so that the third world countries can be uplifted and there can be a leveling of the playing field for humanity so that we all have an equal chance to fulfill our destiny, our dreams, to do the things that would support happiness. And I'm not talking about being happy about controlling others. I'm talking about being happy by giving. That's what Christmas was supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a time of giving. But so many, it's about what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? I was so happy to be able to give to my grandkids this year. Double what I normally give them. And I was so happy that my oldest grandchild, my granddaughter, was able to get what she wanted to do the drawing. I mean, she's a tremendous artist. And my grandson was, I mean, my one granddaughter was still sleeping when we were there. And my daughter didn't want to wake her. I don't know why she was sleeping in the afternoon like that, but she was. Maybe she stayed up all night. I have no idea. In any case, folks, I would like to see positive changes for you, for me, for everybody, every person of goodwill in the world. I'd like to see humanity uplifted. I'd like to see God finally say, all right, enough's enough. Draw the line in the sand and do something. Don't keep putting it off till some future date. Now is the time of salvation, and we need answers now. We need response now, God. Now, not tomorrow, but today. Thank you, folks, for listening, and namaste.